Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Can It Take a K26, the show where we take a variety of blasters and see if they can be upgraded using a K26 spring. I am your host, Captain Xavier, and for those of you who watched all of last week's episode, you will recall that I said that I was going to do more vintage blasters this week. Then I remembered that Star Wars comes out this week, and I wanted to do Star Wars blasters instead, starting with this tiny Star Wars Rebel thing. At least I assume it's Rebel. I don't even know, I couldn't find it anywhere. So, we're going to take this thing apart and see if it can take a K26. Oh. How dare they? Well, annoyingly, it is, the end caps are all glued on, and since this is the only one of these I have, I don't particularly want to destroy it just to get it open. But looking at the design and looking at the side, and just given that it's came out at the same time as the General Grievous blaster that we did previously, this is just a reshelled reflex or eliminator. So it's not going to be able to because it's reverse plunger and takes a very specific sized spring. So I'm just going to put it back together and we're going to move on to the actual interesting ones. Alright, that's a no. On to the next contestant. Our next contestant is the Captain Cassian Andor blaster. Not to be confused with the Captain Cassian Andor blaster, the bigger one that's a Strife reshell. This one came out in 2016 as part of the Star Wars Rogue One line. It is top prime, single shot, does make noise. Doesn't appear to have any lights though. But when you prime it, the UV LED on the inside lights up, and these came with glow-in-the-dark darts, so they did shoot lit-up darts, which is pretty nifty. But I want to know if this thing can take a K26, so let's find out. Well, that's interesting. All the working mechanisms appear to be on the side of the blaster that the screws are on, which is always lovely. And by lovely, I mean annoying. What does this part do? They actually glue the plunger tube in place. Okay, well, this thing is not going to take a K26. It would fit in the plunger head, but it's not going to be able to compress down into that floating plunger head at all, and that's what it needs to do. I'm going to be hard-pressed to find anything that'll work with that. Alright, well that is a no for K26 and a no for any spring upgrade that I had. I'm sure there are springs that would work, but I don't have one that would fit. I tried to double it up with one, but it ended up not quite being small enough to nest, and so there wasn't enough compression. But it still works. It's a neat little one-shot pistol. I like it. On to the next contestant. The next blaster is the one that I'm really interested in, and it's the one that's been requested the most. The Imperial Death Trooper blaster. The Death Trooper blaster was also released in 2016 as part of the Rogue One series. It also makes noise, but it also has lights that light up. It also is a glow blaster, so when you prime it, the UV LEDs kick in to charge your glow-in-the-dark darts for you. It actually comes with a stock mount, which impressed me because Nerf just doesn't put stock mounts on enough blasters, in my opinion, and there's any number of blasters out there that should, that don't, and this is one that could get away with not having it, and they did, so I was pleased. I want to see if this thing can take a K26. I also want to see if it can be made into a shotgun and fire all three darts at once. I also want to see, look into the viability of expanding the plunger tube, so this should be a fun one. Alright, I'm finally in. This one, the front barrel bit was glued on also, because of course it was. Okay, what do we have in here? That one makes the noise, that one turns on the lights. Now the downside, of course, offset plunger rod. We generally know what that means, but it does seem solid, so that's something. Alright, well that is no for K26, but so far, yes for a spring upgrade. Still seems a little light, so I'm going to try for a slightly heavier spring upgrade. Alright, well, we have succeeded in getting it upgraded. Now, hopefully it's enough to fire 3 darts at once, because now we're going to try to take out the smart ARs. Alright, that was a no for the Imperial Death Trooper Blaster. But yes to a spring upgrade. The priming mechanism, since it's an offset priming rod, in order to have the pump action, it warps under too heavy of a spring load, and it won't catch. But I was able to at least double it, which is good, and I was able to take out the smart ARs, so it does fire them all at once, though it is decidedly subpar. The plunger tube is not huge. It could definitely, there's more than enough room to put a larger one in, provided you don't mind eliminating probably the light and sound. Or actually, the sound would be fine. What you're going to lose is the LEDs, I think, is what's going to end up happening. But I'm okay with that, because the smart AR is just so much dead space that needs to be eliminated. And probably a bigger plunger tube. I'm thinking probably I'll try a Baron, because my Baron shotgun pistol actually works beautifully, so I'm going to try to put the internals from a Baron into this and see if I can get a more acceptable amount of power, because if I take the entire AR section out, I can put in that much longer of a plunger tube, and there's a couple of places that I might be able to then extend the prime in order to prime a longer plunger. At the very least, I should be able to get a larger diameter plunger in here. So we're going to give that a try in a future video. Let's recap. All right, for those of you just tuning in or who just skipped to the end to see the results, that was a no for the Rebel Reflex Reshell, that was a no for the Captain Cassian Andor pistol, and that was a no for the Imperial Death Trooper Blaster, but yes to a spring upgrade, and yes to being shotgunned. So that one's going to need some more work, though. Going to try to expand the plunger tube and eliminate the smart AR system that is just taking up space at this point. So, look forward to that. Those of you going to see Star Wars, I'm looking forward to it. Should be awesome. My friend Devin and I are going to do a midnight showing on Thursday, so that will be lovely. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, requests for future episodes, go ahead and put them in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.